Coming into Portugal, Jeffrey Herlings now sits at 56 points behind Lucas Coenen. Coenen has obviously been the dominant rider throughout 2026 so far. And with 10 rounds remaining in the second half of the campaign, what that means is Jeffrey Herlings realistically needs to be pulling 6 points back per round on average on Coenen if he's to put himself in a title fighting shot come the final round in Australia. And when you look at Jeffrey Herlings with 2 more DNFs, remember both riders suffered a DNF in Switzerland when they both threw a chain in the same corner. Jeffrey's 2 other DNFs, you put second places in there, obviously that gap is reduced significantly. So, but the tail of the tape, on paper, more points, more race wins, more QR wins. They've got the same amount of podiums, and so from that respect, it looks very, very even. But the reality is, those 2 extra DNFs that Herlings has suffered in Germany and in Latvia have really cost him this year so far. In the greater scheme of things, you still have very much the old guard, even though the new kids are coming through, like Tom, like Adamo, like Kai de Wolf, Tim Geiser, Roman Febvre, still very much in the frame.
Meanwhile, in MX2, it's very much come a championship battle between the Red Bull KTM Factory MX2 team and the Triumph Factory team. Sascha Coenen is leading the way, but defending world champion Simon Langenfelder, he hasn't had a podium since the first 4 rounds and now is really struggling to stay in contention. While we have seen a win from Matthijs Valland and rookie Yanis Razoulis, the main competition has come from Triumph. Guillaume Ferez is very close to home in Portugal, and his teammate Camden McClellan is looking forward to racing his very first home GP in South Africa the weekend after. So the second half of the season is really shaping up to be an immense battle between the Orange Brigade and the Men in Black.
Ferruccio Zanchi and the 250 Desmo Ducati, it's been a bit of an up and down season, really. He's just outside the top 10 in the championship. Doesn't really kind of tell the whole story because remember he came in on fire. He got a second overall in one of the pre-season Italian races in Sardinia. And so he showed that he, the bike and the team have worked very, very hard on what is a brand new project for the 250 Ducati. Had to miss the first 3 rounds because of injury, and then when he did come back for rounds 4 and 5, the 2 Italian rounds in Sardinia and Trentino, he was way off the pace, way off the mark. Yes, he had some good laps and a few moments up front, but the pace wasn't there, the fitness wasn't there. And so he's been sort of really since France just trying to piece everything back together just to get himself back on terms. But it's not easy when everybody else is in there, in the sort of, in the fire pit, if you like, just racing week in, week out, getting that race fitness up and running. And I think if you get a good combination of a 100% fit Zanchi, or anybody for that matter on that motorcycle, I think we can see that thing challenging, certainly well within the top 10, maybe even knocking on the door for top 5s. And if you get lucky, you might even see it on the podium before the end of the season.
Ho trovato una bella linea sulle wave, quelle le wave vere, tutta stretta, pam pam pam, quella era bella. Riesci a fare 2-2? Sì. Poi in poca strada. Quella era bella. E anche alla fine l'ultimo cosa riusciva a saltare. Occhio.
I made a big switch this winter by changing team from Honda to Ducati. Always red, but different red. And yeah, honestly, it was a big change. I completely changed everything. Where I'm living, the personal trainer, the training coach, the team, bike, everything. So yeah, it was a big change. Then last year I had a big injury because I broke my ACL ligament and I needed surgery to fix it. So yeah, I've been 5 months and a half without the bike. I started riding back on the first week of November. So yeah, we started building step by step. And then yeah, before the season starts in Argentina, I had a crash and yeah, kind of bumps up our winter preparation because I was feeling very good and we had a problem and a crash, so kind of missed the first 3GP. But yeah, now we are building back step by step again.
On the privateer Osicka KTM, he's going to run 1,000,000 miles wide.
I'm really happy, I'm really stoked about this because I wait for this 3 years in the MXGP season already, so no, I'm really happy I got the first one, but I hope I will stake more of them.
And I think you did a great start and you were like in front at the first places of the race for most of the race, so
yeah,
you did really well.
Yeah, I mean the riding was not so great after half of the moto. I failed out a little bit, get tired after a few moments. I really need to change something about the riding I do a little bit, but no, the first laps were really good I think, but need to hold the pace for longer I guess.
Julius Mikola taking the challenge to the Spaniard. He's going bar to bar, elbow to elbow. Oh, he drops it across on freshly watered track. And you know what? Perez says, okay, time to put you back in your box.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Sasha. Unfortunately for him, as he goes up the inside, Sasha Coenen on Ferruccio Zanchi and immediately goes after the next rider ahead of him.
Exit draw.
Grow, his bike, let's go. And McClellan goes through into 5th place. Grow out of the race. McClellan, the other triumph, all over the back of Julius Mikola at the moment, fighting over 4th place. Oh, he went to the outside there. McClellan read it well. Cut back to the inside. McClellan now been a 4th himself. Mikola knows somebody's there, but look at this. By the time we get to turn 9, pass is already going to be executed, and that's it. Coenen, in the space of about 200 metres, has gone from that 7th to 6th place. Perez in cruise mode as he wins race 1 here in Portugal.
Sì, e ti dicevo, secondo me gli ultimi giri addirittura meglio. Avevi un pochino più shot. Yeah, we didn't got the start, then the first lap was really muddy, so I really take care of not crashing and doing mistakes. And then I keep my rhythm lap by lap, and yeah, I was happy about the pace. I was good also physically at the end, the whole push, but no, it was a good race. Now we are focused for the race to try to do again this job or even better.
Nice job. Não deixando de ter a dureza exigida nesta modalidade.
Penso 5, se lo portano in cavalletto che invece l'ho portato lì.
the inside. Over the stripe first as he leads the riders uphill. Coenen there in second. Yannis Racelis once again there in third, and a fast starting Julius Mikula. Wow, how close was that? Twice for Sasha Coenen at the top of the hill. Zanchi down. So Ferruccio Zanchi down from 16, 14, 15, 16th place, somewhere around there. Sasha Coenen leaning on Yannis Racelis. Well, he was biding his time. Lands a little bit heavy there on the step down. Perez drops downhill into the final corner. He takes his 7th race win of the year, his 8th career victory. He wins the MXGP of Portugal. He takes his 2nd Grand Prix victory of his career and of the season. Guillaume Perez on cloud 9 as he pulls the championship back from 41 points to 27 as we head to South Africa in a week's time. Good work, good day, good job, Guillaume Perez. Yes!
Oh man, I was so scared the last pile left.
The rising star of Yannis Racelis took a massive giant step forward in Águeda. He secured his first ever MX2 career podium. Now, we have seen Yannis win at that circuit before in his previous EMX appearances, so he was definitely one to watch. With that podium, he secured Yamaha's first MX2 podium in over a year, and he climbed to 6th in the general standings. So it was definitely a good weekend for him.
Guillaume Perez was absolutely magnificent in Portugal. A clean sweep for the first time, winning the qualifying race, race 1, race 2, and actually, I think personally, he was the best rider on track all weekend, both classes, hands down. In doing so, he went in there to Portugal with a 41-point deficit. He's now reduced that gap to Sasha Coenen to 27 points. Sasha Coenen, on the other hand, a crash in the first race, hit the eject button through the rhythm section, a 2nd place finish after Perez goes 1-1. Again, I learned afterwards that Perez was penalised 5 championship points for apparently jumping on waved yellows at some point towards the end of the race. So that gap is no longer 27, it's now gone back out to 32. Expect to hear more about that, I guess. But yeah, on paper and what we saw on screen, Perez, absolutely outstanding.
Honestly, the change was not too difficult. Obviously, like when you're changing brands from blue to red, it's a big change on the bike side wise, but team wise, it was quite easy. Last year I was based. The team was based in Belgium, just about an hour and a half from where I live, and this year it's even closer. So it's only about half an hour from where I live. So Dutch team, it's close to my house, and really awesome team, awesome people to work with, and been enjoying it. Already from the first week I had a good connection with Louis and the people that he works with, his team and his crew. In the beginning it was bit difficult to find the trust with the bike. It took a couple of days, couple of weeks, but I must say when we started to make changes to make me feel comfortable, it was there, and that trust was built. So yeah, it's been a good change.
We're happy to have Calvin in the team, sure, and sure is Calvin now a lot of work because he's riding only him now for the moment. Like we can see last weekend we improved a lot also, especially first moto with the results. That was also behind many weeks testing and working, and yeah, I hope that he will be continue in this way, and we'll only improve for the future.
Back in the days, yeah. I'm a little bit
For me personally, it was super nice to be up front and battling with the guys up front again. That's where I wanted to be already from the beginning of the season, and we just haven't really been there. We got a good couple. We got 2 fits in Spain in the beginning of the season, but since then it's been a bit of an up and down year. So we definitely improved with the bike after last year. We changed a couple of things, and that brought some confidence to my riding and confidence to myself. Going into the weekend, I knew that if I got some good starts, I could be at the front.
What was the track this morning, like the soil and...
I didn't like so much, honestly.
You didn't like?
Normally in Portugal I really like because it's getting some deep lines and has good traction, but now it's like super dry and like slippery, and it's quite flat, no lines. Honestly, I didn't like the best. Like if you were here maybe 5-6 years ago, the track was like super rough, like deep lines. The water was like in the ground, you know.
Com o número 5, o irmão de Coenen, lidera
Mine here, I think second or third. Yeah, then you can still choose. Inside is really turn, but outside is quite steep.
Yeah.
And then that step, that monster, and then the turn left right for the jump.
Yeah.
There, I think if you always stand there, take a minute just to jump and sit.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a bit more. You can accelerate maybe a bit more fast.
Yeah.
I can send it up, I can send it up, I can send it.
Passion, ain't nobody ask, we splashing. Beats that had boom, now we moving massive.
Going to be Vial who sweeps across from the middle gates. He's over the foxhole shot line. Ahead of Coenen, who holds nice and tight on the number 5 in second. Febra with a good start in third.
Looking chilly on the neck and out of pocket, I'm locked in. Presidential rollie, bust it down and give it drop kicks. Now let me pop off, make it look easy. I come through like, give me one reason that I can shut them down, switch up the season, freeze them, flash the cash and I'm cheesing. Lay it all down, cause there's no slowing up.
Fernandez dives down the inside of his teammate, nicks that second place away from the Frenchman.
I can send it up, I can send it up, I can send it.
Straight to top of the tops now. We take them, make more, it's a lock now. Lay it all down, cause there's no slowing up.
I can send it up, I can send it up.
So Lucas Coenen throws away what was a 4-second advantage. All of a sudden he's under pressure from Fernandez, who's now in second.
Close my palm and stamp. Truck moving down the block like a chrome avalanche stamp. I'm gliding in again, find it again. Flow tighter than a crime syndicate. Watch me shake up every time I wake up. Getting raked up, sun down to wake up. Now let me pop off, make it look easy. I come through like, give me one reason that I can shut them down, switch up the season.
Lucas Coenen wins race 1 here in Portugal, his 11th race win of the season.
just really struggling out there, trying to get traction, and I just don't have any. It's so frustrating because I know where I should be and how I should feel on the bike, and it's just not there. I had a good start. I was P7, I think, and the guys just passed me like I was standing still, and I just couldn't find the flow. I was just fighting the track, fighting the bike, and it's tough. So I regroup and go again.
All right, let's see the second one. Thanks.
Everything one, check. Everything I do, pack a punch, back it up, stack it up to the sky now, rack it up, fit it in the brakes.
In the yellow and blue, Jeffrey Herlings gets around Paul's Jonas and quickly moves into third. And Coenen takes over the lead at the same time. We've got 1 and 2 in the championship, 1 and 2 in the race. Game on once again.
First in, last to leave always. Reign supreme, victory on stage. I come alive when the pyro hits from the 2-1-3 to the 4-1-6. Yeah, opposition, I don't see none. Just me and me going up on a run. Competition, I don't need none. Just 1v1, v1, v1. It's all on, all year, all night. It's all on.
Ferruccio finding his way past. That's over the finish line. Moves up to 4th with that move on the out.
Right here, right now, right quick. I'm on a UFO, extraterrestrial trip. Come through stomping with my boots on, just to watch you freeze like this.
All of a sudden, we've got a challenge for the lead. Herlings around the outside. Both riders talk about respect. Bar to bar, literally, bar to bar, wheel to wheel. It's getting tasty, it's getting feisty. Herlings has Coenen on the ropes. Herlings going to take the inside line here like he did a lap ago on the back marker.
The line you brought up last lap.
There he is, he parks him.
Just me and me going up on a run. Competition, I don't need none. Just 1v1, v1, v1. It's all on, all year, all night.
Roman Ferruccio continues to go down to the wire. These two fighting over third. Geiser catches the bank. The air vest is deployed. That's going to make it uncomfortable initially as he remounts and that thing starts to release air. That's the podium decided right there and then. Out of the final turn, Jeffrey Herlings, he wins in Portugal.
Roman Ferruccio finished 3rd overall in Águeda, strengthening his hold in 3rd in the general standings. But whilst there is plenty of racing still to come, the defending world champion does have a difficult task ahead of him, closing that point gap to Lucas and Jeffrey. Just getting those overall GP victories now and really defending that world title is not going to be an easy task with those 2 riders ahead of him.
In MXGP this weekend then, more great racing between the top 2 in the championship. Lucas Coenen winning the qualifying race, winning the race 1, Jeffrey winning race 2. Of course, there was a lot mentioned about Jeffrey's pass on Lucas. I personally didn't see too much in it. And if the shoe was on the other foot, I think Lucas would have done exactly the same thing. But other than that, yeah, great racing. What did it mean? Not a lot really. Jeffrey now on 117 Grand Prix victories. He's on 166 podiums, equal with Stefan Everts. The only thing now is another 13 podiums. He will equal Tony Cairoli's podium record of 179. For Lucas Coenen, he came away with the Grand Prix, gaining a point overall, so he goes from 56 to 57 as we head to the next round in South Africa. So all in all, even though Jeffrey won the GP, Lucas Coenen came out with a points advantage.
You gotta be smart, you know. The old guy tried to run into me, you know, so yeah, I mean, I didn't care, honestly, because I won Moto 1 and the quali moto, so in total I gained 4 points, he gained 3 on me in the second moto, so overall it's a good weekend, didn't lose points, just gained 1, so it's fun. I hope he keeps like running a little bit into me, so I mean, you know, I'm a cool rider, I'm not dirty, but if he gets dirty, he knows what's coming, you know, I'm young and I can do what I want.
Well, man, see you next time.
Yes, sir. Have you done a dance here?